Did Cleotrapa accuse just Ice Spice of being a demonic, phony thief who stole her cash while they were on tour?
My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something. I was so gagged. I was just like, what?
You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too?
Girl, it looks like Ice Spice has yet lost another BFF because Cleotrapa just has her out, and she is dragging Ice Spice over how she was treated while they were on tour together. Not only is Cleotrapa exposing Ice Spice for stealing her cash while they were on tour together, but she is also claiming Ice Spice used her for damage control and positioned herself as a good friend after she got exposed as a bad friend by her former BFF Baby Storm. But then Ice Spice's dad and her team were not gonna let Cleotrapa control the narrative that she was mistreated on tour, as they fired back with some heavy rebuttals, and girl, the whole situation is messy. Now, for those that have not clocked onto this tea, grab a seat and let me fill you in. So Cleotrapa was invited by Ice Spice to join her on her Y2K tour, which was a good gesture because apart from them being friends, Ice Spice was the bigger artist. It was like she was giving Cleotrapa a bigger audience to sell her music. So a few days ago, fans called out Cleotrapa after noticing she unfollowed Ice Spice after the Y2K tour ended. Cleotrapa responded to the fans saying, "Y'all thinking I got paid is hilarious. I was played, betrayed, and unpaid." She continued, "I never had a problem with not being paid between I knew. I just want everyone to stop thinking I was paid because I wasn't." However, it looks like a lot of things went down behind the scenes during the tour because after she got dragged and called ungrateful by fans for unfollowing Ice Spice after putting her on, Cleotrapa broke her silence and called Ice Spice out over the poor treatment she faced while they were on tour. According to Cleotrapa, Ice Spice reached out to her just hours before the first event on the tour and assured her that her feeding, accommodation, and logistics would be taken care of. But when she began the tour with them, it was the opposite of what Ice Spice told her. She didn't get a room of hers, there was no provision for food and other things, as she was not treated like Ice Spice's friend, not to talk of an invited artist.
So she goes in the elevator, "You're not gonna get your own room?" I was like, what? I didn't know I was getting my own room. I was mad confused. I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to understand. And I stopped the elevator door from opening. Girl, why you can't say nothing to nobody? Like, why do you always try to give like an embarrassment kind of vibe? Like, it's not even embarrassing, but it's like, that's the vibe that you make it seem like you try to give all the time. Like, girl, you could have texted me that. "Cleo, make sure you get your own room. This is the hotel we staying at." Like, damn, why we gotta get to the hotel and you telling me you're not gonna get your own room? Like, I could have had the room booked already before we got here, boo. But on top of that, I didn't even know that I was paying for hotel rooms because they're staying at five-star hotel rooms every place. Her label's covering everything. Label, everything's covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent.
Cleotrapa revealed that Ice Spice label had them stay in 5-star hotels, and she was told she had to book her room with her money, which was not planned for, and she had to stay in the hotel with her hairstylist.
So I ended up staying with the hairstylist. She let me stay inside her hotel room. Every city that we went to, I stayed with her, and she was mad nice, and it was so fun with her. Like, it really just gave like, it was just fun. Like, it felt like how it was supposed to be with Ice, but she's boring.
Things got crazier when Cleotrapa revealed that despite not providing her with food, a hotel room, and all, Ice Spice still allegedly stole from her. According to Cleotrapa, someone used her card to shop at a luxury store for goods that cost almost $700. Looking at it again, it sounds very crazy. She was not getting the treatment artist on the tour bus. Ice Spice allegedly stealing from is nuts.
My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something. I was so gagged. I was just like, what?
Cleotrapa didn't stop there. She claims the whole attitude Ice Spice put out was there to frustrate her to pull out from going on tour, since she already achieved the reason she wanted her on tour. According to Cleotrapa, Ice Spice only wanted her to go on tour with her because she wanted to use her for damage control and clean her image as a rapper who puts her friends on.
We know now that you added me to the tour simply because you wanted to damage control. The situation with Baby Stormy was making you look crazy. You thought to yourself. And this is things that I realized after the fact. I told y'all, I really thought that she was trying to make it up, but it wasn't a make-up matter. It was her trying to clean up everything that was going on with her. And let's add Cleo to the tour so people think that I'm a good friend. So people think that I give opportunities to her and I'm nice.
For those that might not be aware, Baby Storm used to be Ice Spice's BFF, but things changed a few months ago when she leaked her chat with Ice Spice, where Ice Spice accused Nicki Minaj of being ungrateful, jealous, and delusional, despite the love Nicki Minaj showed Ice Spice. So a lot of people started giving her the side eye, and she used Cleotrapa to wash her image and position herself as a supportive friend. Cleotrapa's rant went viral in minutes, and it had fans talking about how Ice Spice was not a good friend, and all but Ice Spice's management team was not going to allow Cleotrapa to control the narrative as they hit back at her. Ice Spice's manager James Roseman JNR was the first to react to Cleotrapa's claim, and he said, "We gave her the opportunity to showcase her talent to all age crowd. She could have said something along the lines of, hey, this is last minute invite and I won't come out the next show day, but I start on this later tour date so our teams can handle logistics and I can be prepared for it. My team spoke to the artist manager this morning, and the artist manager said he blames himself because he pushed his client to stay because it was a great opportunity, but he knows his client is 100% wrong. The manager realized his client didn't have the financial backing to be on the tour. Two artists can't speak on logistics and business and agree on it the same day without proper representation thoroughly talking through. MGMT needed to properly advise their client and get ahead of any potential hiccups. I'm not allowing my client to go out on the road without me advancing it. If another bigger artist hits my client and say, come on tour with her or him without 1 day to prepare. As the manager, I would advise my client, this is risky. I would then connect with the other artist's MGMT and agent immediately to advance logistics to see if it makes sense. To avoid hiccups. Now y'all notice Ice Spice's manager never denied the news of Cleotrapa being treated poorly. He tried to make it not providing for seem normal, when in fact Ice agreed with Cleotrapa as a friend to sort the whole thing. Now, after her manager's reaction to Cleotrapa's rant, Ice Spice went on Twitter Spaces to address Cleotrapa's rant, and she ended up calling Cleotrapa jealous and entitled because she wanted to be treated like a guest artist on the tour bus and in the back room.
What can you do, bro? It's like, damn. Crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants. Though at the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like, this comes with it, you know, like, y'all see clearly this will come with it, bro, right? So, but the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you're really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we was at the movie theaters. We was siphoning. You not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much food, you vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big room. Can I play with my one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me. Anyways, yeah, I'm about to actually go to sleep for real this time.
Cleotrapa wasn't having Ice Spice calling her big, and she replied to Ice Spice saying, imagine being called big by someone that was just big. I'm going to bed, bro. Ozempic got y'all gassed and fat phobic now? Bet, she continued. But you were shaking on your bus thinking Cardi sent people to get you jumped. The whole time it was a lady and her kids just trying to get an autograph who told you to start with that lady anyway. Nobody you picked with her now, you scared? Ice Spice and her manager were not the only one who had words for Cleotrapa, because Ice Spice's dad also used the opportunity to throw some shade at Cleotrapa. So y'all remember, Ice Spice tweeted that she had Nigerian ancestry. A fan tweeted that Ice is so fake and her father has never been confirmed as Nigerian. Responding to the tweet, Cleotrapa said, her father is Hispanic, I've seen him on tour. Responding to Cleotrapa, Ice Spice's father unveiled himself to the internet for the first time. He said, we met twice in the green room and we barely spoke. Who said I'm Hispanic? He continued, Ken, I'm gonna end this right here. I'm black and raised in the BX. Keep me out of this bullshit. fans were still not believing Ice Spice's dad. A fan tweeted, "Your daughter put you in this, telling people you are a Nigerian, then telling Cleo to back up her lie." He then responded to the fan, "We took an ancestry test. What do you mean?" Now it's clear as day that Ice Spice treated Cleotrapa badly while they were on tour. And what is shocking is Ice Spice and her team are not even denying the allegations. They are not taking accountability, and they are still trying to justify their actions, which is really sad. Cleotrapa, calling Ice Spice out for taking her money and treating her poorly while they were on tour, had fans talking, and they left comments saying, "Ice Spice does not have the discography, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, or talent to be acting so nasty to Cleo. She ain't no diva." Cleo being mistreated on tour with Ice Spice isn't surprising. When you skip the grind and blow up off of online hype, you miss out on the hard work that builds skill and humility. Calling Nicki Minaj ungrateful and delusional? That's what happens when ego outpaces talent. I want dark-skinned black girls to stop being the one black friend of a white Latina. I know how it sounds, but for real. If you know, you know. So many examples, but the most recent are Ice Spice and Cleotrapa. So do you think Cleotrapa was right in calling out Ice Spice and her team's BS? Or do you think she should have let it slide since they at least gave her a platform to push her music? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next video.